update a trade that we took this morning, early this morning, like 8:30. I think I just posted a couple hours, about an hour ago or 30 minutes ago or whatever it was. Sorry about that. We've been so busy trying to get ready to release the Maverick zones that we've been in meetings all day. You can hear it in my voice. I'm almost losing my voice here. And Maverick Zones is going to be pretty exciting. It auto draws your support and resistance levels, the highest probability ones. And then when you get up near those levels or come down to those levels, also it will give you a probability score of how likely that level or that zone is to hold or to break. Pretty awesome indicator. We're really excited to release it to you guys. And we're getting ready for that. It's probably not going to be out for the next couple of weeks or so, but we are just working hard as can be to get that ready to be released. So I've been away from I've been away from YouTube all day and all that stuff because we've been doing that. So I figured I'd jump on here real quick and just show you how you would have done today using the Maverick indicators and the strategy that we've been talking about a lot lately, because you guys have had so much interest in it, is the opening range breakout. But not just any opening range breakout, because everybody teaches the opening range breakout, and we don't even teach trading. We're a software company. But with this strategy here, it's the high and the low of the first 5-minute candle, and then we take a break of that range. Now, a lot of people teach, hey, you come up, you wait for a retest, and then you take off again. We don't really, I don't subscribe to that because a lot of times it never comes back. And how do you know if it's not going to come back? Well, the Maverick AI Pro, and you can see this box right here, the Maverick orb indicator just draws this box for you. And it gives you a signal when you break the opening range. But the Maverick AI Pro is coloring your candles to the data, not to price and direction. So these are indecision candles. Gray is indecision candles. We never get into gray candles on a trade. You can see indecision, indecision, indecision. A lot of times people say, hey, how do I stay out of chop? Well, stay out of gray candles. You know what I mean? These are just indecision candles, okay? So market opened up right here. Oops, that wasn't good. Let's do this. Here, let's try this again. Market opened up right here, this candle, and here's your opening range, but it's a gray candle. Then you get a buy signal right here, which you're not going to take because it's a gray candle and you're in this whole thing. Then you get another buy signal. I mean, this thing is really going, hey buddy, you might want to think about getting in this thing. Then we get bright green candles right here, but you haven't broken the opening range box yet, right? You haven't broken it. And then finally, you break it right there. And you can take it because you had bright green candles, okay? Bright green is your strongest upside data candle. And this thing absolutely took off. Pretty cool stuff here. That's NQ. You would have taken this whole thing. You could have taken a lot of it before you started to retrace and jumped out of that thing. Let's take a look at ES. ES should have been a similar story here, okay? Similar story here. You're opening up. Let me mark your opening candle. That's your opening candle, your opening range. You can see this range right here. And then you just stayed in the range until you got a signal right here. You broke out, and you could have gotten stopped out, really. You could have gotten stopped out, depending if you're trading micros. If you're trading micros, I give micros way more room. You could have gotten stopped out on this wick, but then just jumped right back in. Small losses, large wins, right? You get stopped out for $100 3 times in a row, but if your fourth time is like a $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,000 winner, that's risk to reward. That's trading, right? I'd rather get, where's my drawing tool? I would rather get stopped out right here and then wait for it to come back up, hop back in, and only take like a $100 loss here and then take this all the way up, right? Like versus some people hold on to it all the way down. I don't want to get out. And it's like, why don't you these are futures. These aren't options. Just get out and get back in. But that's all up to your trading style. So maybe it was just ES and NQ that the Maverick indicators would have worked out. Well, let's take a look at oil. Another futures that you can trade with most prop firms. Here we go. You did not have, here's your opening range right here. Okay, it drew it for you, and you did not have a signal until all the way, what time is this? 10:40 a.m. But when you did, woo, doggy, look at that run. Look at that run. How do I stay out of chop? How do I stay out of chop? Stay out of gray candles. Don't get into gray candles. Plus, you're in this whole range. You never broke the range until really broke it here. You broke it here. You came back down a little bit, but you probably would have survived. I would hope you would have survived that. And then, boom, this thing just took off until, why isn't my tool working? Did I double click it? This thing took off until, what time is that? Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this terrible squiggly line I drew here. What time did it like stop its run? Yeah, almost 1 o'clock. This thing just ran the whole time. Now, zero real fake outs here. And really, what's a fake out? Nobody knows you're trading the 5-minute opening range, right? There's no market maker with a cat in his lap and he's got a hook for a hand and he's like just laughing and waiting to stop you out. I mean, it doesn't work like that. But there's 3 symbols that the Maverick indicators were pretty dang clear. It's arguable that you on ES, you would have gotten stopped out on the first try, but then taken it to the house on the second try. Pretty awesome. So that's why we preach small risk, high reward. But pretty awesome. And we're not even discussing right now, you know, the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick radar down here, or, you know, what did your Maverick Multi-X look like? What are all 5 traders voting at the time? Were they all bullish? Were they all, I can tell you right now, if you were in here, you didn't have consensus here. You did not have an A+. You can't get an A+ setup on a gray candle. It's impossible. It's not in the coding. You cannot get an A+ setup on a gray candle. So like you didn't have you didn't have a B setup here. You probably had a B setup here. Actually, I know you couldn't have gotten an A+ setup. You need a bright green candle for an A+ setup. So you came up, you started to come back down. You would have, if you would have paid attention to your Maverick radar and the opening range breakout in this signal, you probably would have gotten into this candle and just taken it to the house. So yeah, pretty awesome. Very, very cool. It doesn't matter if you're trading futures, crypto, stocks. Let's see here. AAPL, Apple. Took some Apple options earlier. Hello? Are you seeing this? McFly, here's your opening range. Here's your opening range. Okay, and the Mav Orb comes in the Ultimate Edge bundle. So does the Maverick Radar and all that stuff. Look at this thing. It broke right here. You would have gotten in because you had bright green candles. And this thing just absolutely flew up all the way till past lunch. Holy smoke. This is a mega move. If you're on a few contracts of options, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe it just worked on Apple. I don't know. What's another popular stock here? Here's Microsoft. Here's Microsoft. Okay, you got the opening range break potential. The reason it says potential is because we don't get into gray candles. Then you got the buy signal here. Got the signal, but it's gray candle, so you didn't get in. Then you got a buy signal. You didn't get in because of bright green candles. Okay, and then boom, you get in on the next bright green candle, and this thing just, this thing went all the way up. That's a huge move on a few options. So anyway, my point is, it doesn't matter if you trade crypto, if you trade futures, if you trade I mean, that is pretty dang clear. That is pretty dang clear. This is pretty dang, I mean, it doesn't get clearer than this. I mean, it just really doesn't. But again, not financial advice, do your own research. I just want to show you how these indicators could have kept you on the right side of the tracks. So tomorrow, the market's going to open and you have the opportunity to try this strategy out. If you have the Maverick AI Pro, it's going to keep and look, How many people preach, wait till it leaves, comes back down, okay? Leaves, comes back down, then you take it. Well, guess what? It never came back. It literally broke, went sideways, and just took off and never came back. This dang drawing tool. All right, so anyway, just wanted to show you how the Maverick indicators would have kept you on the right side of the tracks. Tomorrow morning, the market will open, and you could have edge like this. Our indicators work on NinjaTrader and TradingView. And like I always say, they're not for everybody, but man, we're having a ball with them. All right, so not financial advice, do your own research, never any guarantees in the market. But man, I just showed you 5 symbols, 3 futures, and 2 stocks that just doesn't get any clearer than this. I mean, it's just insane. It's too fun. So anyway, if you want some edge on your charts, come check us out. All right, MaverickIndicators.com. That's MaverickIndicators.com.